Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, of course, want to start off with giving all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Yahweh, which is the name of the Most High, and Yahushai, which is the name of the only begotten Son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Excuse my voice; it's pretty cold out here. Today's date is February the 16th, 2021. And I just I'm out here, man. Usually, man, vexed, right, with what we got going on, around us, man. That goes back to the story of Lot when he was in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Right? Scriptures say, what is that? I believe that's Genesis, the 19th chapter. Lot, well, he was a righteous man, and he had to live among the people in that land who were indulging in say for an example homosexuality, I'm sure all other types of wickedness as well back then. And we're in the same mindset, man. All right, now you can see the the picture here on the screen, which we'll get into that in a second, man. Right, because which I'll quote the scriptures. I don't have them here with me to read, but the scriptures say that a man's life is not in the things that he owns, right? There's a story in the the Gospels where there's a man who he a very wealthy man. He prepared a barn house to store his his wealth say into, right? But bear with me a second. But he build a like a, I guess one could say, like a storage facility, if that makes sense, right? Or some type of barn house, it says, right, to store his wealth for. All right, because the previous one was not suitable enough to withhold all of the the treasures that the man have gained throughout his life, right? So anyway, what happened was bear with me a second. Ends up the Lord said to the man, thou fool, you built a place to store your goods, but yet you don't know that this night your soul is going to be required of you, which is basically means what? That the man was going to die that night. So then what happens? All of that storing up those riches, that got of nowhere. All right, matter of fact, it was King Solomon or King David, in the Psalms, they said, what, all is vanity, right? All is vanity, and this vexation of spirit. And scriptures also say that man will work his life to gather all these riches, but then when he passes on, just leaves it to another man to take his substance. So at the end of the day, man, we here in Babylon the Great, America, we shouldn't be focused on really building a future, man. All right, now of course there's nothing wrong with having, let's say, gold and silver, or a business. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, matter of fact, the scriptures tell you that where the wise man will foresee the evil and he will prepare himself, right? So we see the evil right now. Okay, we see the the evil that the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, is, preparing to, bring upon the world, man. Right? The scriptures tell you that the Lord shall begin to visit the world that he has made. Right, we're in that time now, man. Alright, the world is clearly being visited, man. Alright, the world is clearly getting visited, by, who the world ignorantly calls, God or Jesus Christ. Right now. Okay? Things are getting, serious out here, man. Alright? And, we, the prophets, starting with, the elders of, GMS, Great Millstone, starting with Elder Apostle Dahar, Gabar, Ramlab, and Rakah, all the other, brothers out there, man. We've been out there, telling y'all, for the longest, man. Hey, these things are gonna happen, man. And you know what? Now you're seeing it, right? Where in years prior, one could, say watch the video and and laugh and say, oh, that's never gonna happen. I mean, hell, you tell somebody back in 2019 that oh, it's gonna be another worldwide say crisis like what happened in the 1900s. They'll laugh at you, man. Right? Because that's it's like, how could that happen today in the modern world, where we have say vaccines or ways to say protect ourselves from viruses. Because if you do your research on it, right, it wasn't until the like after the First World War that it started to develop medicines. Okay, beforehand they might have had some stuffs, but it was anywhere near what we have today. Okay, because back in those times, soldiers who would be, I guess we could say, wounded in in battle, a lot of those men, they had to let's say undergo surgery, right? What they would do is give the man some say alcohol, and try to get them in somewhat of a of an out of it state, so that they can go through and perform what they have to do, so that later when the man wakes up, you won't remember the the pain from when they had to go into him and take the the bullet out, or whatever the operation was that they had to perform on him. And as I said, y'all can look into that for yourself. But yeah, in this time, it's way different than back then, man. Right now, you live in a time where I mean, hell, I got a pharmacy, hey, 2 minutes up the road. Alright, so that just shows you, man. Alright. But hey, man, even though we live in a time where those things are widely available, there really is going to come a time in the very near future, man, like maybe this year, right, maybe next year, maybe the year after that, we don't know. But there come a time, man, where those things are going to be once again difficult to come across, man. And that's part of the prophecies, man. That's in the prophecies. That's in the book of 2nd Esdras. Right? Food's going to become scarce out here. All right, just a whole bunch of shit, man. All right, but get back to the the video, which Lord willing I'll do another video where I can, excuse me a second. Okay, as I said, Lord willing, maybe in the in the future I can do a video where I'm able to bring out the scriptures, because I think it'd be a very good lesson to get into, and pulling up all the precepts But just speaking as a man, you know, hey, look, man, as you can tell by the picture there, all right, you can't take any of this stuff with you, man. All right, and that's why I myself, personally would consider myself to be a somewhat of a what they would call them as a minimalist, which basically means that you live with pretty much a couple boxes of stuff. All right, which of course there's nothing wrong or nothing unrighteous with owning material goods or stuff like that. Of course not. But at the end of the day, it just takes a lot of stress off of you if you have less you have to deal with. Let me give an example. If you resort to minimalism, now the need of owning a storage facility, right, or renting a storage to put your stuff in that you don't want around the house, but you're not ready to get rid of, which costs what, like $100, maybe $200 a month, depending on where you rent from. Now, hey, that'll be extra money for you, right? Because you no longer have to pay that expense. But pretty much, man, that's gonna to be the video there. I just wanted to I guess I could say say a few words about that. So anyway, I'm gonna say shalom.